back to another music club. We have not been consistent with this, but that doesn't matter. So, this week was Speed Kills by Chubby and the Gang. So, since it is my album, I am going to open up with my remarks, as is tradition. So, this album has hardcore classic punk vibes, and I really enjoy that. And it's what really started me on my... I'd call it a bender, but I've been really diving into a lot of classic punk, like the Ramones, maybe some Sex Pistols, and some Black Flag. And I've really been diving into that and enjoying it. Now, this album was released in 2020. This is the first of Chubby and the Gang's works. Well, their first full-length project, and I really enjoy it. I like the high-paced feel of the album. Not too much going on in terms of hardware, not a lot of weird delays or a bunch of excess nonsense. It's just distortion and power chords.
Okay, I guess I'm Gibraltar even though.
It's great. And I would, for their first album, this is really good, in my personal opinion. I see a lot of upward movement with these guys, and I really hope to see more from them in the future.
Wait, what the hell is this?
I'm not to that point yet, but...
It's like CSGO, Jess.
So... I really like how short the pauses are in between the tracks, or lack thereof. It gives you just enough time to catch your breath before it goes right into another really awesome track. And I really like that. Really creative. Well, it's a really fun way to keep the album moving, instead of having one song fade in and out of the other. Overall, I'd say I'd give this a pretty strong 7 to a light 8 out of 10. Yeah, for now. I don't know who that is.
The fat bitch that falls down a bunch.
Okay. Why do you say that? Yeah. I can understand why you would dislike that. I was expecting it to be lower, honestly. So is that your summary of your review? Just, it's music. Okay.
Did not expect all three of them to be right there. Oh, it was a 2v3 anyways.
Fuck.
I think Garrett's next.
I did not like this album. I think I have the same complaint about it as I did with my microphone. Was that fucking I don't like the vocals. The instrumentation is pretty good. I like the sound of that. Just the vocals sound like they're not. I don't know if it's a recording problem, a mixing problem. I'm not an expert when it comes to that. Or like an effects problem on his voice. I just don't like the way his voice sounds. And he's not the best singer. So, I mean, other than that, the instrument, like the beat and everything is good, and I do like the kind of what they were going for with the album. I like the high pace of it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just like I haven't listened to a whole lot of punk music, so I don't know if it's just like I don't really like punk music that much, or if it's just I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed the instruments and all that, but the vocals weren't good. So I don't know if that's a consistent thing across punk music or not, but probably not. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't like it very much. And
Okay.
I only listened to it. I listened to it like twice all the way through with just me, like just me and the album. I think there were a couple times where I listened to it like with me doing something else where I wasn't really paying attention that much. And it wasn't as bad to me as my microphone, where it was like hard for me to finish the album. But I still didn't like it very much, so I'd give it like a high 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Okay, so I don't know if it's just your music taste is just different than mine, but again, man, it's in the same, like, I guess it might just be punk, and like I listen to post-punk more than I guess like authentic, you know, punk and everything, but it's just an overwhelming noise. I listened to it while you were in the shower and everything, and like I joked about speed running it. I was just listening to it back to back, trying to pay attention as much as I could to it. And, you know, it was just like, while listening to it, I was like, okay, you know, there's some songs on here that are pretty good. You know, if I recall correctly, let me pull up the album. Um, so I'm not being dumb. I did like all along the the UX Bridge Road. I also liked Trouble, I do believe, and Hold Your Breath.
Oh well, what the fuck?
Those are pretty good. Um, but I mean, for the most part, it was such an overbearing amount of like instrumentals, and like personally for me, I don't like music that the instrumental is supposed to be like the main point because you could barely hear the vocals at all, like in the whole thing. It might have been a production thing, like what Garrett said, but it's still one of those things that's like, bro, if you need to get a better engineer or something to fix your vocals. But I will like give you credit, or give them credit. It was their first album, and I don't know anything else about this group, but yeah, it's a pretty good starting point, I suppose. But it sounded like it's not the worst first album I've ever heard. Is what I'm saying, you know? But still, it's like I wouldn't put it in my top 30 albums to listen to. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. No, I just don't like the heavy instrumentals. Like, if the instrumentals are louder than the vocals and are supposed to be the main point of it, then unless it's supposed to be like ambient lo-fi, you know, then I don't see the point in trying to like listen to it, especially if it's, because punk is supposed to be
Got him
about
over here.
releasing emotion and letting out your pain of, you know, anguish. But I get it, you know, maybe the guitarist has more pain than the fucking, you know, the vocalist, but at least put it in the right amount of effort. You know, don't just... but yeah, no, if I rated it 1 to 10, I definitely would put it 5 at like, highest maybe a 6, because it did have some good songs, but at the lowest, it definitely like a 2. So, but that's all I got.
Alright, so I was vibing hard with this, I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was transported back to playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 with my best friend back on like a cold Sunday morning. Did not realize that I only get one use of my ability.
What the fuck?
Find a target, you zoomer!
I keep forgetting that I have to buy weapons. Anyways, I was vibing with it pretty hard, like, that was my jam. Oh, pardon me. You know, I felt like I was a kid again, just playing those games, listening to punk, not really knowing what punk was.
Go on and get to the machine on machine action! Wait! No, I stand by it.
I will say that I'm not overlooking the production problems, because while it is not very well mixed, I like it because I like to drive to it. It's really good music to speed to. Not that I do speed, because I'm a good law-abiding Christian boy. Yeah. It also makes good workout music. Yeah.
According to my local guidebook, it's good luck to kiss your love beneath the head of a kukuajak, which I believe translates to
I broke 3 shields.
bug monster. Go at it.
Yeah, no, I could vibe with it. Like, I mean, I'm mildly intoxicated now, so, you know, maybe I'm just vibing hard.
I hate Arena.
So, I would say
killed Lady Maria, but she killed me.
I would say that I'm going to look forward to their next project. So hopefully we see an improvement in their production quality and in it came out in I think mid 2020, but I discovered it in November.
Makes sense. She'd need a ton of power to work on the heart. It's down in the bowels of the ship. You gotta move on.
What the fuck?
I think it'd be, like, way better if they just fix the vocals. That's my only
Yeah.
complaint about it.
Knocked one.
Yeah, I know. That's Ryan has something.
I'm out of everything I had to run.
Do you have anything else to say, Jess?
Not really.
I hate arenas. That's all I gotta say. This is busted if you have a fucking Valkyrie. Because she literally just double jumps across the whole fucking map.
Alright,
like
well.
it's- Oh my god.
I think that's about it for... I think after me, it is... I think it's you, Rink. It's up to you, man.
I don't
Let's
know.
hear the actual album. Let's hear the actual album.
Shit post.
I'm down for actual album because I want to know what kind of listen you actually listen to.
I'll go with an actual album. I think you should.
Shit post. Shit post. Shit post. God, I dealt so much damage with that peacekeeper, but it was just nothing.
Alrighty.
And then who's after Ring?
Jess is after Ring, and then it is Garrett, and then it will be you if you want to participate.
I already have one that I want to do, so... Yeah, I already know one that I want to do, so...
Ferocity is my middle name. Then ferocity.
Alright. Well then just hold on to it until,
I don't even want to play arenas anymore. That shit pissed me off.
Alright, well.
Does anyone want to hop on Apex?
That's all for the stream, or the video. So, we will see y'all next time.